So we're gonna do two different things with you here. One will just be a straight color mix, and the other one will do a gradient. Does everyone know what a gradient is? When like one colors, or they blend into each other. So you can do like a yellow blending into a blue, and in the middle will be green. So let's do that. I'm gonna do a little white, and we just need, here we go. This is it, a palette knife. So we have these, we're gonna mix on this bench here. Let's do, I don't know, what color? What's your favorite color?
Purple.
Purple, all right, let's do purple. So what happens when you get too much ink on your brayer? Any ideas? Can you imagine why you wouldn't want too much ink?
It'll go into like the places you don't want to print.
Exactly. And then when you print it, you're gonna get little dots, like a little bit too much material. So you wanna make sure you have a nice, even, thin coat, enough to coat your litho. But as you can see, I did a little bit too much material. That's okay, we'll use it for the next round too. All right, so do you see this in the middle? It looks like that, the water ripple marks. And on the side, it almost looks like a velvet texture. We're looking for the velvet texture. That means that we are in the clear with an even brayer. The next part is pretty self-explanatory. Try to cover the entire print. Some of you will have to go to the edge. Some of you are gonna just concentrate in the middle if that's the only place that you have your subject. And you wanna do it in both directions. So start going up and down. You can either do this, go up and down this way, or go like this. I might do a little bit more. And guess what? If you mess up on your first print, because it will take some time to get used to this and making sure you have the right amount of ink on your brayer. If you mess up, it's a stamp, so you just redo it. It's great. I love printmaking. Brayer, putting it down, not on the table. We're doing pink. I would probably cut this down, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to rip it. So it's a little bit smaller. And also printmaking, they sometimes have a ripped edge. It's a style that people will do. So it's not always perfectly cut perfectly. And I'm not gonna be too worried about getting it perfectly in the center because I can also just cut that down, right? Put it down. Now you take something called a baren. That's what this is. It's also a press, if you don't remember baren, B-A-R-E-N. You wanna feel for your print. You just give it nice, even pressure all around. And rub. Sometimes if you're using a white paper, you can see the image coming through and you'll be able to tell where you need to press more or less. That feels pretty good. And I'm ready to peel up, so I'm gonna peel up towards myself. And you can see I needed more ink. So let's try one more time. That might happen to you as well. So I'll get more ink. Let's give it one more shot. It also dries kind of fast as well. So that could be an issue. And then, hopefully this comes out so I don't take up too much time here. Place it on. Baren. Maybe I need to press a little harder with the baren. That could also be an idea. Press it down. There we go. Now I can actually see my print coming through. And let's see. Much better. I can already tell. All right, so that was the correction. So I needed more ink. Maybe I took too long, maybe I was taking too much and it dried up a little bit. So that would be a successful print. Let's do a gradient. And I'm just gonna stick with the purple because I used too much and we don't wanna waste if we don't have to. So I'm just gonna do a little white here. And we're gonna make a gradient that is the purple and the white fading together. And if I go in both directions, it's gonna merge, right? So I'm gonna keep it in one direction. That looks good. Grab my pink, place it on. Not worried about being straight or in the center. Pressing on my, does anyone remember? What's this called? Baron, good job. I remember that was my college roommate's dog. His name was Baron. It was a Saint Bernard, super cute. All right, and pull it up. So this is a good example of a little bit too much ink. You see, the ink is kind of like spewing out on the sides. I may or may not have done that on purpose. All right, so the last thing, and I don't have to do the next print, but if you wanted to blend colors, so say you wanted to just make one straight light purple, you would do this way and this way. This way and this way. Go until you see that solid color is transferred to the brayer, right? Then you would redo the process, going both ways. Now I'm trying to keep in mind that I did too much ink on the last one, so I'll keep it short. And we'll give it a shot here. I wouldn't recommend doing 2 prints on one unless it's dry. I'm doing this just for the demo. But if you, if you print on it, you might get it on the table and smudge your last print. Pretty self-explanatory. Here we go. And I would say that was probably my best print. That one or that, okay? So it was a nice demo of some do's and some don'ts, and also things to look forward to, because you guys probably will get to this tomorrow. So if you have any questions or if you need a refresher, I'm here to answer questions, so is Mr. Brian. When you're done, this is important too. When you're done, all of this ink just comes off with soap and water. So you can wash your litho print, change your color as many times as you want. I'll just show you guys. And this, yeah.
Really?
All right, with that.
So this is Wayne Higby.